You're listening to the Mess and Show podcast.
Shut the fuck up and just press play. You're not a fucking DJ, man, you're just a slave. Everybody says that you're on the spectrum. You don't know what that is, so you take it in the rectum. Don't give a fuck, but I give a hell yes. Stone cold with the cold flow, broke as a joke. Beat you fucking up as the goddamn joke. The funny thing is, you a Rastafari. Trying to be a Muslim, but you handicapped. As a matter of fact, that's why I'm mad. You're such an old hat, that's why I laugh. I paint the perfect picture, you're the pussy with the dress. Less stress for the mess. Faking all the success, taking no more regrets. Fuck what you mix. Pantera Kid is a sign of heritage, nose to the grindstone, close to the comatose. I'm bald and fat, and I'm always talking shit. I'm never up to scratch, but only bitches quit. I'm bald and fat, and I'm always talking shit. I'm never up to scratch, but only bitches quit.
All right, so welcome to the Mess and Show podcast. I am Messy Gravis, the host that loves to keep it gross, and I'm here recording at the Outhouse 10, and I have a special guest with me today, my buddy Dana. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Doing good? Yeah. I know you're not used to podcasting, so I'm going to break you in. So, let everybody know, I know him as a fellow musician, and I'm going to let him tell you about what was your first instrument that you ever learned to play?
Drums.
Yeah,
I mean, I played guitar first, like three. What's that?
Yeah, talk.
Oh, close to the mouth.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I was like, I thought you said it was on my mouth. Anyway, let's see here. Oh,
Yeah.
my grandpa played. My grandpa played with I mean, as an opening band for like up to almost like Loretta
So
Lynn
you had
and
music
Merle
your whole life.
Well, that was my. It's a long family story, but it's a grandpa, that I would see, 4 or 6 times a year or whatever, and every time I just gravitated towards him, just wanted to play.
And I love drums too because the doctors wanted to put me on Ritalin and stuff growing up. They're like, this kid is too crazy. We got to control him.
Yeah.
And they're like, drug him up. My mom was like, no. Put him in sports and shit like that. And I remember it was my mom's boyfriend, son. He had a drum set. And I was like maybe 8 or 9, and he wouldn't let no one else play it. Kind of like the scene from Step Brothers. Yeah, don't touch my fuck. It was just like that.
Yeah. My brothers could tell a lot of stories like that. That's where I was. I was the oldest.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I was the middle child.
Play something else.
Yeah. And then I used to sneak in there and play his drums, and it just hit me instantly. I was like, I fucking love this.
Yeah.
It was the only thing that I wanted to focus on.
Right.
I was like, just count.
Yeah. So me, I was more like. It was. I mean, I didn't know. I was 3 or something. The first time I remembered like a D chord or something. I mean, basically, I probably learned about as much as I know now on guitar.
Yeah.
But no, and then I would forget.
You're a good guitarist, though. You're good, better than me.
I mean, yeah. It's time for the amount of time I played. I don't know. Yeah. But a lot of time and effort, just like anything. But anyway, so like, he would show me a chord, I would forget it by the next time I seen him. So every time I learned the same chord, and then the first time I fell in love with drums was the first time I realized what they were. I mean, I was instant. I was pots and pans at 4 years old, banging on stuff. Like I just.
See, I used to beat on the kids.
Yeah.
Siblings. You had siblings.
Right. Yep. So I did a lot.
They play any
as
instruments?
My brother, middle brother, played a little. I mean, he played guitar, and he could play some stuff. But
nice.
Nobody was really musical, and just my grandpa.
And see, and I'm glad too, because we were growing up. Like my dad was like a DJ. Like he used to quiz us on music all the time.
Gotcha.
It was to be driving across country, and he'd be like. Play the song, but who is this?
Right.
Owner of Lonely Heart, yes.
Yep.
Yeah, just like
so
that.
I
So I have
like,
the worthless knowledge.
I was real thirsty for that, like I wanted to know all about that. But my dad listened to like Johnny Horton.
Oh,
like where they're marching Civil War type stuff, and
weird.
some Johnny Cash and the country. And then my mom, I rode out with mom. It was Michael Jackson, all that stuff. And then I lost her like at Guns N' Roses.
Oh shit.
We were just going the same. She was listening to Poison, Cinderella, you know, and then it's kind of Cinderella. She's in Motley
I love
Crue.
Cinderella though. Cinderella rocks, man.
Yeah, but she kind of got where she was like, you know, and then it started to get, and then Guns N' Roses, she's like, no, I'm out.
Weird.
So that's where she just didn't keep.
She didn't like
heavy.
Mr. Brownstone.
No, she just but she would she took me to Zildjian Days in Chicago. I mean, she loved me playing drums.
That's good.
So, yeah, she would take.
That was
me.
one thing. My mom the same way. She was like, she saw I was good at it. And she was like, keep.
Yeah, she was real
that.
supportive.
Yeah, so, because I remember I didn't want to play baseball. You know, I was like, I better stay home and play drums.
Right.
And she's like, okay. Like, you know, as long as you ain't going out and stealing shit like you usually do.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing. You lock yourself in a room for, you know, I remember junior high, you get a girlfriend in 6th grade or something, and they call you and it's like, hey, I got this new beat. You want to hear it? You set the phone down for 10 minutes. You're playing over it. You know,
I've done that with many guitarists growing up, like punk rock bands. I'm like, dude, listen to this. You know, you're not hearing shit, you know, because it was the old cord phones.
Did you hear that? They're like, no. Okay, let me play it again.
So, what was your first band you're in? Did you play drums in your first band?
Yeah,
I played bass in my first band, which is weird.
That's cool. Yeah. When I was like probably 8, you know, a neighbor down the street, like we lived out in the country, so a neighbor was, you know, a block away or whatever, and I would hear him every, you know, Tuesday night or whatever night of the week. I don't remember now, but they played a Van Halen, you know, stuff like that. They were a bar cover band, and he was a drummer.
Oh,
so I had just gotten into, you know, like I was mowing yards and stuff.
Yep,
you know,
been there.
and got my parents talked into paying half, you know, or whatever, and I'd pay them off and got my first kit, and then I would listen every time. I would go to bed, open my window, and just listen to their practice, because at night with it quiet, you could hear everything.
That's cool.
And eventually I went over there, and he he got me. I played with his band that they did like an all ages show somewhere. And he let me play like Van Halen and stuff with him. So that was my first time I ever played in front of people and whatnot. And I was probably, by then I was probably 10 or something, 12. You know?
Yeah, see, I didn't play in front of people until I was like 15.
Yeah.
And there was Tailgaters, or now I can't remember what it is now. It's a Mexican, Don Pablo's now, but it used to be Center Stage. That area. It used to be Coconuts and Tunnels back in the day. And the Tunnels was the rap side, and Coconuts was more like the classic rock, you know, and I'd played with my dad a couple times. They were called Midnight Road, you know, and I was 15 years old playing.
Sure.
I remember this memory like yesterday. It's the song One Headlight by the Wallflowers. I remember playing that, you know, and like I was only 15, and after I got done playing, I had to go to this little barricade because I was underage, but I was in a bar.
Yeah.
So as soon as I play, you have to go to this barricade, and all these old people just kept it one by one, like sneaking me shots. Like, hey, you play good, and I was like, hell yeah, you know. And I was like, I can get used to this, you know, playing in front of people, because that was the first time I looked out. I'm playing, and I'm like, oh, don't fuck up,
right.
Everyone's dancing to your music. Yeah, if they're dancing, you can't stop. You know?
Exactly.
Your drum fills better be on.
You start learning, you know, how to do that. My first band that that was just on my own, you know, there was like he was the quarterback at our school, like a junior or senior in high school or something.
Those are the best bands.
And he was into Metallica.
Nice.
And I, right at the time, I was 11, 12 years old, whatever, and they were 17, but he heard me playing, like they walked their dog. I don't know. He lived a little ways away, but somehow he caught wind, and he's like, man, you can actually play, and so they started having me play a little bit with them, play little parties and stuff like that. Just pretty much garage days.
You guys get a name?
No name.
See,
never
mine,
had a name.
we were called Leatherfist. I played bass. Yeah. And the drummer sucked, and I ended up eventually replacing the drummer because I'm playing bass, and I'm turning around like, God, man, like this guy's going too fast, too slow. You know, he's never in the pocket. Yeah, you know, it just drives me nuts. Yeah.
So then from there, like my next band was actually my high school buddies, and it switched members a little. It was like Bug, Octopus. I don't know. We had a few different names.
A dude named Bug. Hell yeah. I want to hang out with a dude named Bug.
We just played Tool.
Oh, nice.
We played every song of Tool back then, but there's only 2 albums then.
Opiate.
Opiate.
Dude, that's my favorite Tool album. Yeah. Opiate.
We didn't play the first song off Opiate, and there may be another couple, but yeah, pretty much we just did those, and then like like an STP song or something, like Hunger Strike or
STP, man,
like something
he's
like
tricky
that.
on drums. If you actually listen to STP,
his groove and
like his
stuff.
timing is weird. It's weird timing.
That's what's crazy.
You hear
Everybody's got their own.
Yeah, I'm like it's 4/4, but it's not.
Yeah,
You know?
it's the feel of it almost.
Yeah,
you know?
I loved STP.
Everybody's got their own, and they develop it like better
Yeah.
over time. It seems like. I mean, if you see a beginning drummer that's their first band, there's something they got that you just don't have.
Yep.
Every single person, because it's how they react and what their choice is. Such a tunnel, a path, or whatever.
yeah.
I mean, that's what I think. So
You get paid for your first gig?
No, I didn't get paid till probably.
So I got paid in shots. My dad took the other money.
My actually first gig that I got paid, the money got stolen. So I actually never even got it. It didn't go to me, but and it was just a high school party. Man, that was so fun though.
Yeah.
When it's on your own.
Yes.
Like it was fun
yeah.
playing with the other stuff and school band stuff, marching band.
But I love playing house parties in high school.
Yeah, house
like,
parties
that was my favorite.
Yeah, same here.
A lot of crazy shit.
Play
Because you meet girls outside of school, and you meet them in
it's
school.
all dudes.
It's true.
Yeah.
And there's a couple sluts in there.
Yeah. All the dudes agree not to talk
That was
about
when
it.
the whale tails and the tramp stamps were popular. They're the whale tails.
Oh yeah. Yep. That's
Did you ever rock a whale tail? No.
No.
Whole hack your underwear up.
No, I rock long hair.
Weren't
though.
you in a band called Short Bus?
No.
With Anthony Voigt?
No.
Okay,
But I mean, that's when I met him when he was. In
Oh,
Short
okay,
Bus.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
I remember him. I thought he mentioned
how we met was there was a 93.5 had which back then was probably bigger than it is now. I don't know. I don't listen to radio.
Yeah.
But they had like a thing where it was a battle of the bands, but it was by how many people you brought to your gigs, and they had you played every Tuesday, and there was like, I don't know if there's 8 bars or whatever all over Lafayette that you play one every Tuesday, and how many people you get votes you up the ladder, and they start eliminating people over like 2 months or 3 months.
So you played mostly in Lafayette growing up?
No, I never really played Lafayette.
Really?
Only probably twice before then, because I got I ended up in a band. The first professional band was in Illinois, and it was called Love Junkie.
Hell yeah!
And
was it like
a chick singer?
Alternative music?
It was we played Ozzy,
nice.
Alice in Chains.
Females doing Ozzy is so good. Every female does Ozzy perfectly.
This chick, she nailed. Oh yeah, she nailed any. Motley Crue. Mostly we played live and like Candlebox and stuff like that too. Just as a cover band.
Have you seen that video that's surfacing about Tommy Lee playing to a backing track?
Yeah,
where the
I've seen
timing
that.
kicks in. I think
Kiss
he's
just
playing,
had that happen too.
But I'm saying because you hear the hi-hat count and then he starts playing. And people are giving shit about it, and I'm like, but he's playing. You can see the kick drum moving and shit like that.
So
that's just to keep him on
backing
time.
track. It's the metronome or something.
Other people don't get that. I'm like, I didn't see nothing wrong with it.
Every band does that. I haven't done that. I've never done that at a show where I have the metronome.
I'm not metronome, but I've had.
But I'm not against it. I just have never been in the situation.
I played to a backing track before on drums. Because you have to play it just right so the part will come in and shit like that.
Yeah.
And if you miss the beginning, the 4 count in the beginning, you're done.
You're done. Yeah, you're done. Well, you have to remember once you know it well enough, you can adjust.
You played it millions of times.
I did that with I did it in covers. Doing cover songs. I did like a 7-song Metallica. Took all these parts of 7 songs and made a medley, and then I recorded it on my strike pad, playing drums to it.
Okay.
So then I had the drum beats. So I would hit a pad, which was by cue, and it would start the 7 songs of just drums. I may have put like one bass line in it or something for a solo or something. But so it would switch, and then the singer with me, if he started in a verse like a time late, it's like, dude, this is fine now, but here in a minute it's gonna change.
You better catch up.
Like it's trouble. And then I would shut it off, and then continue. I'd usually have that kind of it was just a helper, because then you don't have to focus. Like if it's just you playing, you don't have to focus as much on your part, or you can put a lead on it.
That's cool.
It's kind of how I think. And that's the same type of thing.
Yep. And I like to thank you too, because you're the reason why I use triggers a lot for my kick.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Because I went over your house on
Yeah.
one day and I was like, man, I need to get triggers in my garage. This is bullshit.
And I'm pretty. Yeah, it really is. And
yeah.
I'm kind of new. I feel I consider myself new.
Now
to
you
those.
have to get in-ears now.
Yeah, I got to
some
get in
in-ears.
ears.
Yeah, get some in-ears.
Yeah.
'Cause that's the best thing I ever spent ever. For
Really?
live music.
Yeah.
Because you ain't got worried about sound guy anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, plug me whatever's going through that board, just coming in
It's
here.
just like headphones. I mean, I love playing with headphones.
Yep. And it
Some
tunes
people
out
don't.
everybody else.
Yeah, tunes out
Perfect.
everything. Yeah, your drums sound perfect. And, yeah.
And weren't you in the band, what was it, Dawn or Dust?
Down to Dust.
Down
so,
to Dusk.
So like, yeah, so
Love Junkie.
I was Love Junkie. Then I was in a band called Full Circle, and it was back towards like the Tool kind of style.
Perfect Circle? Oh,
Well, it was
they ripped
before
you off.
a Perfect
Yeah,
Circle.
they ripped you
it was
off.
yeah, no shit. But Full Circle was taken out of a Tool song though.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's in I think Prison Sex.
Okay.
There's a party just Full Circle or whatever. It's I don't know. One of the dudes thought of that. Started going back that way.
Yeah, and he's a beast too with his time signatures.
Oh shit!
Danny
Yeah.
Carey,
Yeah. Actually, I learned a lot of drumming off him. I would say as far as influences. I mean, aside from there's some like jazz guys and some of my favorite drummers aren't into music that I play, but
I know it's sad, ain't it?
yeah,
Like,
but they're badasses.
yeah,
They're just crazy.
Like you ever watch jazz drummers try to play Metallica? Like on
Yeah, it's a
YouTube?
different. yeah. Well, so I would say Lars is actually
Lars is
a pretty
influence.
big influence because I was like that was my 10-year age. When I discovered them, I was just Guns N' Roses. I was trying to play Guns N' Roses over and over
Until Metallica came.
came.
Heaviest thing on the planet
Dude.
at the time.
So I went in this bike shop. They'd have like a festival uptown. And I'd always have from mowing or doing work. I was always a worker, so I always would have a few bucks, and I would have like $7 or $8. Like, hey, can I go to this Dick's bike shop because he had tapes as far as I could see.
Hell yeah!
And I would go
the
through,
good old
and
days.
I would stay in there as long as I would just want to look at every tape because you don't really know. Plus, I was in music that nobody was into at my age, kind of, know. So like. Finally the guy, this old guy, probably 70 that owned that, and he goes, "Hey, what are you looking for?" I'm like, "I don't know. I kind of like this and that. I'm trying to find something." He goes, "Well, this is what the high schoolers have been. This is what's been popular." And he handed me Master of Puppets and Peace Sells, But Who's Buying?
Oh, so good.
And when I put those on, I thought, how is Lars hitting these bass drum hits? Like, how he's got a different style of his own. It's sloppy. People say they give him flack for it.
Well, it was different.
It's different.
Yeah, that's what I like about it.
And this is when it was. I mean, Master of Puppets and Injustice. That's his top to me. My own opinion.
I think it's his best album ever.
Yeah,
Because
Injustice
Tony
has.
argues. Yeah, Tony argues he thinks Justice
Injustice,
for All.
yeah, it's
and I'm
good.
like, dude, but Master of Puppets from beginning to end, from Battery to Sanitarium, it's a banger all the way through.
It's
The
a
thing
tough-
that should not be.
Yeah.
I was like, oh,
It's
so good.
that's a neutral one for me
So
because
good.
it is so good.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the one that really got me into it, and I mean, I never left the player with that until Injustice came out. Peace Sells, But Who's Buying took me years to leave.
And see,
a play.
when I was because my cousin's about the same age as you, and he was like that. He would bring me heavy metal. And he's like, listen to this.
Yeah.
He's like, holy shit, Jesse.
Well, and then I was also at the same time pushing like the rap bound, like trying to like Two Live Crew and stuff like that.
The Chronic
'cause
dropped,
I
92.
wanted, I wanted all the music that was just far out there. Like all the different stuff, and that was few and far between kind of back then.
It was right when I got out of hip hop. It was right when Tupac blew up. And then because I found Metallica and everything from the Nirvana.
Yeah, I love.
I'm
Tupac.
wearing flannels and shit like that. Trying to
And I'll have Slayer and then Beastie Boys or something. Like or I was real into Sepultura like Chaos AD and all
and
that.
see, my heavy influences growing up was the drummer from Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah,
and like how you
that
did,
was a
you know how
big
you did your medley with Metallica. Me and Tony did that same thing with Rage.
Yeah,
we did like a 15-minute song of all our favorite parts.
Right,
of
right,
Rage, you know, and then we'll just have some come in and do scream vocals on it, and we're like, fuck yeah, dude. Like,
that is. We did a couple of the. Well, about every band I've been in has done at least some Rage. And then when System came along, it was kind of like the secondary Rage.
I remember that.
It's the same.
Every
kinda,
band sounded like them after a while.
But man, it's so good. I mean, so 92, I would have been a sophomore when that album was out, and when Lollapalooza was going. And dude, when Rage hit, I mean, we played in a high school talent show. We played a Freedom by Rage Against the Machine, but we moved and then moved it into Tool song, you know, whatever. We did a medley, you know, of like 3, you know, but that song, I mean, people were about ready to rip the chairs out back then in '92 when it first came out. Holy shit!
And
you know?
I think they toured together a lot, didn't they? Tool and Rage.
That Lollapalooza.
Yeah, but I think they actually went on a couple tours. I think I remember seeing that back in the day.
They're connected somehow.
Yeah, and I think they
like,
know each other.
Like the guitarists are friends.
Something.
I don't know. Yeah,
but yeah, I love
haven't,
it.
You know, gotten followed it that close, but yeah.
And then what was it? Dust, and that was after.
No, after that. So let's see. Full circle. I moved back, you know, from Illinois, and you know, was career in it, you know, but I always had a jam room, and you know, didn't really know, you know, I met a neighbor that had some gear he bought for a band, and the band quit one gig.
I hate that.
And broke up, and he like spent like $5,000. So like I kind of got onto him and started buying all his stuff. You know, only been used once, but he'd let me pay, you know, over time and stuff, and started building equipment. But I hadn't met anybody because I'd been gone for a few years. Yeah, you know.
But you got to build that equipment though.
Yeah, I was building up, getting ready, and the PA is the magic. Back then, if you got a PA, you can have all the musicians you want over.
That's the reason I have a PA. Because my dad even said that. He goes, no matter what you do, you have your own PA, because they will come and jam with you.
Because man,
dime a dozen.
I mean, look at all the times you try to make stuff out. Take this speaker and sing out of it, and you know, whatever. It just, you know, once you have a PA, So I was working on that, thinking, hey, I'll find something. You know, I don't know what I'll do. I was just playing, you know, and I was getting like tattoo work at a place in the town. You know, I live in Monticello, and
shout out Monticello.
Yeah. And this guy had a poster on the wall of his band, and I'm like, oh yeah, well I was in this band, you know, Full Circle, whatever. And I guess he thought, you know, I was full of shit. I mean, I was probably wearing like, you know, a suit or something, because I was doing jewelry, you know, business wise. And one day he just popped in my jewelry store. His name was Jason Rands, and he said, hey, you were in like a year ago. You're the guy that was in. I gave you a tattoo, right? I'm like, yeah, man, you know, whatever. And he goes, well, you said you were in music, and honestly, I thought, He goes, but I've been asking around town. He got my name just from me kind of starting to meet people again and networking a little bit. And I said, well, yeah. He goes, he goes, when you want to like try out for us or whatever. And I don't know nothing about the band because they're like Rochester. And I said, well, I'll go right now. Let's close the store. I just closed the store and went to my house, and we jammed. And he goes, dude, we were going to take a break, but we got to try something, you know? Like, And I heard, and then he gave me a tape, and I you know, to see if I was interested. And I heard the singer, and dude, it was on. Oh, yeah. And now that's one of my best friends of my life. You know, that was Blind Sight. And
Blind Sight.
Yeah. You know, and so we started growing that band. We worked hard. You know? We met every day, every single day of the week. Cool. We were working on band stuff for like 2-3 years or whatever, and you know, eventually disbanded, you know, but we were right on that record deal kind of. I mean, going around to Winnebago with a manager guy, you know, that's talking money and stuff and getting us better slots at
radio
these,
play, trying to get he's like, I'll get you on DirecTV,
and and so we got in that contest, but we were from Rochester. We'd been playing that. I mean, I was from Monticello, but we were kind of playing more that way, you know, and so we got in that Lafayette thing and just kind of used between my brothers and I mean, we're a small town, but we have a lot of kind of a close knit, you know, especially age, my middle brother, Adam. And so we all our friends, you know, whoever we could get every Tuesday at that show. And we were there's like 3 heavy bands. We were one of them, and Short Bus and some other band.
Okay, that's
so and we started kind of like pranking each other and shit, you know, like and then we'd show up at each other's shows. Like we'd get done a little early, so we'd go and you know, how many people you have? And man, Short Bus, it was awesome. I mean, I walked in the Hideaway and they had 500 people in there. Dude, you couldn't even walk. I mean, they were
kind of like a System of a Down kind of
like it kind of rap rock a little, you know. But I mean, they're heavy, they're real good, And at the time, they had I mean, really the look and everything. I thought
I was in a band called Leatherfist at the time, and we played with a band local called New Joint System. And they were the same way. They were like on that cuss, like almost like that rap rock. It was like late 90s, you know, like, and I thought they were going to go because they were good. I was like, damn. You know?
Well, and you know, that's kind of that. Short Bus was like that. Yeah, they were
almost
good.
there.
Well, and they had just such a good draw. You know, at least for our impression. Because
we played at Bunker Hill Courthouse and they packed it out.
You
know, like it was people outside trying to watch.
And you know, it was that. You know, just it had a little bit of the rap rock, so you get pumping on it.
I remember the bass player.
At that time,
he had a 5-string fretless. And that was the first time I saw fretless, and I was like, I didn't even know they made basses like that.
Smooth.
You know, yeah, he was
Yeah.
a damn good bass
It'd be fun
player.
to play.
I miss
I've never
playing
played
shows
one.
out. It used to be the Bunker Hill Courthouse. You know,
Okay.
it was weird. The
Yeah.
same place you pay for a DUI.
Sure.
Kids are
Yeah.
moshing and shit.
Right,
you know?
right. Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
played there like 3 times, and it was cool as shit.
That is
I
cool.
loved it. And
Yeah.
I was like in middle school, high school at the same time. You know,
Gotcha. Yeah.
playing,
yeah.
there was a
that's-
band called Melanogaster. You know, they sucked.
Yeah. Well, and so in Blindsight, Nate, our singer, his brother Josh, ended up being in the next band, Down to Dust. But he, in the Blindsight, right off the beginning, they went. All 3 of the guys in the band besides me went to Caston, and that's where all the Failed Escape guys were.
Oh, okay.
So then our first show, or it was either our first show or their first show, or it may have been our second. We played together or something like
Nice.
that. You know.
Yeah.
And then our singer's brother was like best buds with Gundrum, and all those dudes. So we really kind of intertwined a little bit in that side.
Yeah, I know the network with Swisher. all
Yeah,
them.
Long
live the network.
And we were all in it kind of together. Like Swisher recorded me doing like scratching and shit
Okay.
on an album.
Nice. Hell yeah.
I mean, like
Because I was in a band called Mortavi, and actually the first time I met them was in Monticello. We played some shitty bar. I can't remember the name
Town
of the
and
bar.
Country.
Yeah, there it was.
Yeah, so I was playing there doing that same thing.
I played. It was Mortavi, Tragic Mistake, and A Failed Escape.
Yeah.
And that was
So
Chad,
I was at that show.
And Chad was the drummer.
Yep.
'Cause that's where I first met Chad
Yep.
too.
Yeah, Chad and I.
where he's Mobile Death Camp now. Mm-hmm. And I remember there was a big screen TV like right where the stage / kitchen.
Yeah.
And then there's a giant big screen TV, and people will start moshing, and they would take the so-called bouncers and stand in front of the TV.
Yeah.
You know, like, don't hit the TV, don't
Right,
hit the TV.
right, yeah.
You know, and Mortavi, we were heavier. You know, because
Sure,
like Failed
sure.
Escape and Tragic Mistake was heavy as us, but Failed Escape drew.
Yeah.
Like everyone was there to see AFE.
Well, they just had such an
Yeah.
entertaining show.
I loved
It changed me.
Feed the Animals Plastic. I had that album. Failed
Okay,
Escape. That
yeah.
was a
See,
good
and I don't
album.
even know because I was
Yeah.
kind of just around those all the time, you
Yeah.
know. And so that was our link up, you know.
That's cool. Swish and shit. See,
yeah.
we have connections through that
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Because I
And-
met him in 2000.
So,
One?
but the drummer, who was it you just mentioned?
Chad.
Yeah, Chad. So I don't know even where it was that I seen him play a Sepultura, like it was all Sepultura and
Yeah, it was probably Tragic Mistake because they did a
Okay.
lot of Sepultura
Okay,
covers. And
yeah,
shit like that. Refuse
kind of
to
I
Resist.
think maybe a kind of a mullet '80s
Yeah.
dude just killing
Johnny
metal.
O, which is the singer of Salem's
This
Child
wasn't
now.
with Johnny O.
No?
I was
Okay.
in a band with Johnny O. Though.
Okay. Yeah, so was I.
I was
Weird.
I was in Fozgene. I was a bass player.
Okay,
for.
I played drums for him. We were in a band called Straight Right.
Really?
Yeah, because he was like into kung fu at the
Yeah.
time. We
Let's see
We
here.
never played a show because everyone quit.
Oh, okay.
Because we got like
Yeah.
a half-hour set, and then everyone just slowly
Yeah.
quit showing up for
So,
practice. And
like-
Johnny was like, "Well, I guess we're done." I was
Yeah,
like, well, we tried,
Fozgene
Johnny.
Anderson, which you met,
yeah.
he played drums for him, and it was I
Good
was
drummer.
I was
Yeah.
so pumped on seeing him play, you know, and he really made it, dude. With that, it was, I mean, he killed it, you know, and that's how I met Eddie Mendez and,
Yes.
and then ended up in a band with them too.
Okay.
You know, I was intertwined in that circle
yeah.
too. I was
Yeah.
basically going wherever I could go.
That's
if-
crazy that our paths never crossed
Yeah,
until
yeah.
later. Like,
Yeah, I
we were
know.
getting so
I know.
close.
Yeah, and like a lot of the same shows and stuff.
Yeah.
you know,
Oh,
like
yeah.
I mean, pretty much every show.
I
is
kind
like
of
one
stick
those-
out.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, but I don't. But you know what? My wife always says, you know, people, you notice this or that. I'm
Yeah,
like, I don't
yeah,
ever
so I don't
notice
give a
anything.
fuck.
you got you get a buddy that's paranoid in a bar or
Yeah.
something like this guy. Look, that guy was
Yeah.
looking at you when you were doing this. I'm like, what?
See, I
didn't even see.
People that get to know me after they talk to me, they're like, "Man, I was scared to talk to you. Like you're
Right.
intimidating."
Yeah,
I was
intimidating
like,
your
"What?"
size and-
I
yeah,
was like, "What are you
yeah.
talking about?" They're like, "Yeah, I was just scared to talk to you."
Yeah.
And then now they know me, and they're like, he's nothing."
Right,
Yeah,
right.
it's like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
nothing. Don't worry
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
You know, it's like because my grandma always told me, "It's always be nice till it's time not to be nice,
Yeah,
but always be
Yeah.
nice
yeah,
until it's time not to."
yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yep, that's true. That's what you want to do.
So in
Well, it's just not worth it.
yeah,
You know,
true.
Nothing's really worth
so
shit.
so
Who
what's your
cares?
new band now?
Well, so yeah, if we're gonna go down all the
ECAZ.
yeah, if we're gonna go down all, yeah, I might as well jump. Yeah, that's 20 bands later.
Yep,
Yeah,
I was in the
yeah.
same way. I can name them
Yeah,
all.
so
It's-
many.
Yep. And-
Yeah, but ECAZ, and that's
It was Weed Bee.
It was Weed
Yeah,
Bee, and
which
it's
I have a Weed Bee poster with the old school Weed Bee with Dwarf.
oh yeah, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
I love it.
Yeah. So crazy how I met Nick.
Yeah, tell me about that.
That was another Battle of the Bands in Lafayette.
Was the record one?
It was
At the record JL Records?
No, it was. I
remember playing there a lot. I didn't
How
stop.
did they do this? It was the Hideaway, and they do like 4 or 5 bands
Okay.
every week, and they narrow it down into the final
Yeah.
show. And Weed Bee was in the finals, and
Nice.
I thought they killed it, but they got a bad slot. They opened it.
Yeah.
But I was impressed by them, and they were young. I mean,
Yeah,
they
Cody's a killer.
Yeah,
love
I thought
Cody's
it was
drummer.
great, and let's see, and then we end up winning that show. So we didn't get, nobody really cares mainly,
Yeah.
but we were also never playing in Lafayette. We weren't in no circles, so
Yeah.
it was once people were drunk, they a little bit,
Yeah.
But then one of the things with that show was your prizes. One of them was like 4 paying gigs, I think. I don't think I ever cashed in any
Yeah,
of
I was
those,
gonna say,
but
that's
they were like
weird.
guaranteed paying gigs. Well,
How much paid?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It was just
$20.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
It was a mystery. I don't think I ever even cashed it in, but
They would too. They would probably be like, we can disperse it between 3
yeah,
shows.
we got a guitar, we got a cup,
Hey, man,
a
yeah.
trophy, and,
Oh, yeah.
and some money. We got some money. It was a fun time,
yeah.
and we had a good crowd. It was like what I liked about it is it reminded me of that contest before with Short Bus Pack in the Hideaway, because here we are in the same place.
thing,
It was
yeah,
packed. It was
yeah.
and so then one of these shows was paid was this Doom Room, and I'm like, what is the Doom Room? I mean, I
Yeah.
looked it up like on maps or something. I'm like, man, I don't think
McCarty
there's-
Lane? Is that
Yeah,
the- okay,
yeah. And I was
that's
like,
the Doom Room for me.
right.
Yeah,
Well,
'cause
and that's
I love
when
that
I didn't
Doom
know anything even
Yeah.
about the Doom Room.
Yeah.
And so, so I started Googling that, and I'm like, man, sometime I got to go by there. Wasn't in a huge hurry,
Yeah.
whatever. Well, I go by there one like a Tuesday or something, and dude, there is people everywhere, dude, as
Oh,
far
yeah.
as you can see.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I can tell it's a bunch of metalheads.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, that's
A bunch of beards and
I go,
black shirts.
Yeah, and I said, stop. I go, stop here, person I was with. I go, I got to stop. And I got out, and it was Nick, and he goes, hey, you're here. He goes, you ever been here before? I'm like, no. And he goes, well, you're free then. Go on in. I'm like,
Yep.
I happened to have a cooler, and
Yep.
man, I was hitting beers off.
Do you know who was playing?
No,
Was it Dwarf
No,
probably? Because we played the Doom Room a lot.
No, but I seen you
love
play
it.
there.
Yeah, I
a
love
few
playing the
times.
basement.
Yeah,
Nick,
yeah.
Nick, you didn't have to ask.
Yeah,
like, I'd be like,
that
I'm
was
there,
man.
dude. Yeah.
And then somehow I was kind of like, man, I was like, I got to get in this,
Oh, yeah.
like this is, and in Voight,
Yep.
he was at the Hideaway, and I go there, and Nick was there, and it's like, I kind of got to know him, try to play pool, whatever, and just somehow eventually we just kind of fell in as friends, and
Yeah, he's doing so much for local music.
man, is
I
he
love
done?
it. Yeah, he's working his ass off.
Well, and like Voight was like that. He was
Really?
he is a hustler, dude. He'd get us shows.
Yeah,
He'd
yeah.
turn down shows with Short Bus, and
Yeah.
I was real impressed with him,
Okay.
and I was kind of the same way, but in our area, like out of our band, like I would pass out 1,500 flyers. Every car at Indiana
Yeah,
Beach
back
would have them.
before it was digital.
Yeah, before that, and the rest of the band, like we'd have these shows like 190 people,
Yeah.
at the contest shit,
Yeah.
and like the rest of the band, they were even a smaller school, so they'd have like 10 people.
shit.
But I was just out hitting the streets. But I had a road dog with me.
Yeah.
Like I had a buddy that we'd just go and
Man.
So I was impressed by that with Voight, and then both of us was that way with Nick.
yeah,
like he's
yeah.
like, man, this dude's hustling. I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
man, he
Yeah,
is
yeah,
hustling. It's
exactly.
like, but it's a newer way.
Oh, yeah.
It's not because I'm
Yeah.
older.
Yep.
We were passing
We had
out flyers
on the windshields too. You hit the car lots.
and
hit
so
on the
now
windshields.
I'm like, I'm
I've been
good
there.
for one.
Yeah.
I can get a huge, massive crowd, but I can't waste it. It's
Yeah.
got to be one shot, because it's harder and harder to
Oh,
get
yeah.
people, to come. And then if you get a bunch of people to come that really aren't into it,
Yeah, no
it
point.
doesn't really
Yeah,
help.
there's no point.
It doesn't do anything.
My favorite with Dwarf, we did a Battle of the Bands out of Elwood,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't book the show. Kibble's uncle booked it,
Mm-hmm.
and then it was a 50-cent beer night. So we told all of our fans, like we want to win this Battle of the
Yeah,
Bands.
sure.
And we brought about 150 kids with us, right?
That's how it was
and
with
we
us.
and we get
Yeah.
there, and it's like I'm loading my drums up in the back, and I put down the drums, and I look up, and all to my right, I see a signed autographed picture of Donny Osmond.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, this bar is not going to like us.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's all country, bar shit. Because the band that played after us is straight cover bands.
Yeah.
And we started playing, and our kids started moshing. And I see the bar owner like literally come in and tell them to stop moshing, and they cut our short set and told us to leave.
So I was getting ready to ask you if you have ever again. I've had that happen.
We've
once.
been kicked out many times with Dwarf.
Yeah, I only one time. We had that Illinois band. I can't remember if it was Love Junkie or Full Circle. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we get playing this place, and it's in Iowa. Well, Iowa's killer. I mean, like it's all like leather and long hair, and I'm like, man,
Davenport
like,
rocks.
Yeah, I was like, this is a Keokuk, Burlington,
Daddy
and all
Davenport.
that. I was like, man, every bar's killer here.
Yeah, that's how I felt in Nashville when I played Nashville. We played metal shows in Nashville, and like
that'd be awesome.
And every bar we went to was like just kids loving it.
I love
and
Nashville.
I'm like, where the fuck are these kids coming from? You see a bunch of country fucks everywhere.
They're real nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what?
I loved it.
I'll tell you what we did. I mean, I actually I played in Nashville too.
Yep.
Really, because she got my wife got she went up to these guys. They're all Hispanic guys wearing sombreros and stuff, but they did top 40 like it was. They had their own gimmick, and every song, like stuff like that, And they look like
your
they were
pants
like
around your feet.
and they're like got the Three Amigos outfits on, And she's like, he can play drums. I'm like, man, come on, don't do that. But they're like, whatever.
Yeah.
They eventually called me up. But dude, so then it's just like you just got to get your feet wet, So then I play that like a song or two or whatever. Basically, I don't know if they're saying if they say stop or stay up, but I'm going. Should I go?
As long as they
they're
give
like,
a thumbs
no,
up,
they go, we're cool. And but they're going cool. So
everyone, that's universal. You put that thumbs
up.
I'm like,
okay, all right, keep going. And then we leave there. Well, now I got my feet wet. It's time to party. So we go we walk down the street, go to and we see a bar that's got lines down the street, dude. But it's all chicks. I'm talking, and I go, what's going on here? And as I go, I see this dude. I can't believe he's not already famous, dude. He's like a 21-year-old just stud, And it's all chicks, like 300 chicks in front of me. And I look at her, I go, man, this dude's gonna go places.
Yeah.
He's killing, and he was good.
Yeah.
But I walk in, and the side door. I mean, the place is packed, but at the side door, you're right by the stage. Just walking in for a second.
Yeah.
And
I love places like
he
that.
happened to look over it. I said, hey, can I play those drums? And he goes, well. You'd have to ask the drummer. He's outside or something like that. I'm like, well, I was just kind of,
I already asked him.
I go, okay. And so I leave. I head out the door. I go, hey, is the drummer out here? He goes, yeah, I am. I go, hey, can I play your drums? He goes, yeah. And I go, thanks.
Yeah.
I took off, and we played, or whatever, dude. And rocked, and then we went to another bar, and I played. I mean, it was like. Next thing you know, they're lighting it up like, hey, here he comes. In one night, I played in 4 bars.
Yeah, it's beautiful down there.
Like, they just...
And everybody just went crazy.
They went crazy,
Oh,
then we go, man. Oh, yeah, they did a fun... Oh, it was cool, but dude, and then it's like they almost call ahead, and then we end up at Kid Rock's bar.
Oh yeah,
and Kid Rock was there.
Yeah, the honky tonk.
He took the stage with the house band hammered. Dude.
Oh yeah.
But his bar was pretty fun.
Oh, yeah.
And then I said, hey, because what it was is we were going to. I raced dirt bikes, and I was going to race in South Carolina. The first race, we were going to try to do all this national series. My brother and I ended up not happening. I didn't do like any. I did like 3 or something, 2 or something, but. It got rained out, like the parking. They won't cancel the race. So you'll run in anything, but if they can't park you, so it got canceled, and we're going to stay in Nashville for a night, and then stay with a friend, down in North Carolina on the border. It got canceled, and I go, well, we'll just hang out in Nashville. So when we roll in town, I go, well, let's look at what music's out there. We already had an Airbnb for the first night, and she goes, well, it says Clutch, and dude, Clutch was a block.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, and I go,
Clutch.
yeah, and I've seen Clutch. I go, it's a few blocks away, and it had with Big Business, and man, that was an impressive band live.
Yeah,
Big Business was.
I mean, they bring big business.
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm kind of a fan of the drummer, the Melvins drummer.
Oh yeah,
I like that. I mean, he gets into it. I mean, he had a mic. knocked it off his face 30 times.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
he's just going
Yeah.
nuts. That dude's killer.
Hell
But
yeah.
anyway, so I go, well, hey, let's go to Memphis. You know, that's the blues area. We're in
Yeah.
the country area,
Yeah.
but it could
Home
only
of the
be
king.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go. So we went and did Elvis's thing, and then there. We go down to the blues stuff, and I'm like, I want to hear like some real shit,
blues,
you know,
yeah.
because like and so we end up at a nice bar.
Like, I want some
but
slavery music.
yeah, yeah. Well, the band that's on was like a bunch of like retired, like just like what you'd see at our sport where you eat, you know, like
Okay.
just like a bunch of my dads up there,
Yeah.
just but they were killer,
good, yeah,
they were
yeah.
good. But I told the bartender, I'm like, man, you have like some real, like blues stuff around here. I mean, it's a little bit, I was looking a little weak or something, It's right when I say that, this door opens and man, it was beautiful sound, dude. I went in there.
Just right
And
from that other side.
It was one of the best. I mean,
Twang, just
yeah, like it was nasty blues,
Yeah.
and a saxophone player with 12 cigarettes in his
Nice.
mouth, like being funny, But I mean, these guys killed it.
he legit had 4 cigarettes in
Yes,
his mouth.
yeah, like he's playing as he's playing,
You know what
and
we
he
should
could
do? Me and you should go to New Orleans, Bourbon Street,
That'd be fun.
and then go find drums.
Yeah,
and just go find
yeah,
drums.
that'd be fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
I used to
Yeah,
be. I
hammers,
used to love doing
yeah.
that.
'Cause They,
Well, I still
if they
do.
have 2 drum sets, it's
Yeah.
on. We're doing a
shit,
bongo
yeah.
circle.
Dude, well, I played so much at Howl at the
over
Moon,
with.
they offered me a job.
Nice.
Because every time my brother, because
Yeah.
my brothers were down around there a lot, so every time I'd go in, I'm like, man, and they'd go,
Yeah.
well, what do you want to play? And I go, I don't know, rock. And they're like, so living on a prayer, or
Yeah.
Bon
Like,
Jovi?
what kind of rock are we talking
I go,
here?
and they go, I could just play. So
Say
it always,
GNR, and you're
I
like,
love doing that. And I've had some real epic ones in that blues band. So
Yeah.
they had some guy up there, that was giving them, shit all night, wanting to play the drums.
Yeah.
So I'm in line.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't even see a window.
You just
'cause-
hear it. You hear like
yeah,
drums.
and we were
drums.
we were kind of outsiders in this bar, like
Yeah.
we were kind of,
obviously from
but-
the Midwest.
but we were having fun though with everybody. We were up on the dance floor, and the guitar player, he's grabbing the guitar, like pointing at her,
Yeah.
going, watch it. He does his solo with his tongue.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You know, it's
yeah.
just- yeah, and I'm like,
I was just
So,
last time I was in Nashville, man. There's so many good musicians.
Yeah,
Like, even on
yeah,
the corner
yeah.
of the street.
Yeah, no
you know?
kidding.
Like this dude had an
It's
electric
kinda
violin, and
yeah.
he was playing fucking crazy shit.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
It's kinda
dude, I was like,
disheartening. There's
yeah,
so
I was
much-
like, why ain't you like recording that, selling that shit? Because he's killing it. And he just
Well-
has a sign saying, "Please donate." It's
I look at people like that,
damn.
like if he can, I mean, then shit.
And
There
my
ain't
buddy,
no way.
he plays cello for the U Bred Raptors. You ever heard of him?
Yeah, I love you. They're pretty
Because
good.
we Dwarf won that Battle of the Bands for Skankfest in New York,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where I met him. Was in the subway,
Oh, really?
and he gets paid. He has to get a permit from the city, and he gets paid to play on the subway,
That's awesome.
just as cello.
That's
You know,
sweet.
like then
Yeah.
he gets donations and shit
Yeah.
like that. But he actually gets paid.
They need more of that.
per cap. Or
Yeah.
it's a per diem. I think
Right.
it is, that
That's
he
cool.
plays. And I'm
That's a killer
That's
job.
badass.
Yeah, that's
And then he
badass.
goes tours with his band, You
Yeah.
Bred Raptors.
Well, it's real hard to transition to being a musician.
Yeah.
College, I
Yeah.
could do that, but life starts taking over and it's tough,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, exactly. To keep up on it.
Yeah, to keep
'Cause
up and be
especially
able to,
drums.
Yeah,
Drums.
and
Yeah,
if you
you
have
quit
kids and you
drums,
have
yeah.
and not playing. I mean,
Yeah.
man, I've had years at a time of
Yeah,
going
and-
a couple
yeah.
times.
And you go back again.
One
you're like,
time,
what
a year
the
and a half,
fuck?
year and a half, I didn't even touch a drum.
Wow.
And then on another time with my hand, that was almost a year.
Damn. Fucking what?
I-
Work?
no, racing.
Oh, racing.
racing,
Okay, yeah, you
yeah.
did a motocross, didn't you?
Yeah, this one was a woods race, but
Did
I
you
do
ever race Robert Van Winkle, Vanilla Ice?
No, but he's pretty good.
Yeah, say that.
He made it to the amateur
That'd be a good
nationals.
story. He'd be
Yeah,
like, yeah, I kicked
yeah.
fucking Robert
Oh, I
Van
could
Winkle.
have. Yeah, I could have. I mean, I could have absolutely. Well, no, he's probably a little better than me
Yeah,
because
I'll be like,
he made Loretta's the
Yeah.
amateur national,
I'll be like,
and
treat
I
you
was
like
trying to
Suge
make
Knight,
that.
motherfucker. I'm gonna treat you like Suge
Yeah.
Knight. Yeah, we're talking shit, do him on the
I
track.
mean, he had a chip on his shoulder. I think,
yeah.
I mean, just wanting to prove himself a lot
Exactly.
because people down him
Oh,
so
yeah.
hard. But hey, he
Yeah,
laughed
was
all the
good.
way to the
Yeah,
back.
dude, he was good. I like that.
Yeah, he's I mean, he made a bunch of money.
Hell yeah.
You know?
So you have any shows coming up for ECAZ? 'Cause we're about to wrap this up, and
We
need
do,
to-
but you know what? I don't have the accurate date.
No, the accurate date?
I came unprepared. Yeah, I got
And
it.
you're
calendar.
recording right now with Outhouse, right? With Maddie
Well,
and everybody.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
So this is gonna be an Outhouse record.
Yeah,
ECAZ.
I guess so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Because Lucifist records with us.
Yeah, it's
and
awesome.
It's the best album I think Lucifist ever records.
Yeah.
When we're at the Helms.
Oh, really?
It's so good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the drums are done, but
You have one on October 29th.
oh yeah,
Ooh,
that's
So
right.
that one for sure.
Yeah, 'cause
Where's
that's
that
my,
at?
That's my birthday.
That Doom Room?
That's
I'm pretty sure it's going to be at
North, Nathan Pub.
Yeah.
Doom Room.
Yeah. Oh, that's
The
the
new
Weed B
Doom
show.
Room.
That's the Weed B show. We're gonna
Oh
do.
yeah, the reunion.
Yeah, so it's not ECAZ. Yeah. But we have one I think in September. I don't know. We've been focused on that.
Eventually, I'm gonna
yeah.
get because I already got Tony already. I got you. Now
Yeah.
I need Corey.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get them all you guys one by one.
Yeah.
And then have Nick for the last, and then
Yeah.
it's like, dude, and I'm gonna play back all this shit. Everyone talks shit about him.
Yeah. Man, I'm stoked to get. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, we have a show coming up August 13th, the Harvest Fest.
Oh,
And you're
nice.
cordially invited,
Heck
both
yes.
of you.
Heck yes.
It's gonna be a good
Try to
night. We
attend
have
that.
taco trucks and shit like that.
Sounds good to me.
It'll be fun. We have my other band Resin's playing. I'm doing double duty.
I want to see
Yeah,
that.
so I'm doing double duty.
Yeah.
I got to play drums in two
Yeah,
bands.
man.
And I was trying to get Matt to do it because he plays in Grey Garden drums.
Yeah,
But
I've
he was
seen
like, man, I'm too old for that shit. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Was it real heavy? I haven't heard
No,
you guys.
it's like pop punk.
Oh, okay.
But he said Dwarf wears him out more than
Right.
Grey Garden does, and he doesn't want to be wore out. He
More
wants
than-
energy for Dwarf.
Yeah, yeah,
And I was like,
yeah, for sure.
Because me and him used to do that all the time. We used to be in multiple bands.
Yeah.
And we would play different shows in the night, different
Yeah.
parts of Kokomo, Peru,
Oh, really?
Marion.
No
Like,
kidding.
yeah, we would run. Like, we open the show here at like 5 o'clock, go to Kokomo, play
Yeah.
another show with another band.
Man, that's
You know,
sweet.
like, we used to do that all the time.
I've barely
I
done that.
love that.
Yeah,
like,
that
was
is
so
cool.
fun. And
Yeah,
you
I
make some
haven't
good
done a lot
money.
of that. Yeah.
It kind of felt like a stand-up comic, like
Yeah.
doing sets.
I
You got
have,
hurt and do sets and make money.
Yeah, I have done like just musician for hire work
Yeah.
though, and that's fun too. That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
challenge.
Okay.
I mean, when a band calls you and wants to do 40 songs, it's like
Oh yeah.
tomorrow. Like I'll
Yeah.
be there, and I've won. I did a
Oh,
next
damn. Hell
day,
yeah.
44 song.
Oh yeah. Well,
Tough.
thank you, Dana, for being on my podcast. So you did good. You didn't
Well,
do too bad.
thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you got to do about 30, 35 minutes, 40
Yeah,
at the most,
right.
Yeah.
I thought this was the pre-interview. I
No,
was
no.
ready
Now
to
we're getting
interview
into
you.
it. Now we're getting right.
Yeah. All right.
Were you ever sexually molested? Let's go.
That's what.
Let's go. But yeah, thank you, and I'll stay tuned for ECAZ. Look out for that band;
Absolutely.
they're fucking killing it. And yeah, Harvest Fest, August 13th. I better see all you motherfuckers out there. Support. We got taco trucks and all that shit. Fireworks, etc. It's all right. Thank you guys. Good night.
You're listening to the Mess and Show podcast.
Shut the fuck up and just press play. You're not a fucking DJ, man, you're just a slave. Everybody says that you're on the spectrum. You don't know what that is, so you take it in the rectum. Don't give a fuck, but I give a hell yeah. Stone cold with the cold flow, broke as a joke. Beat you fucking up as a goddamn joke. The funny thing is, you a Rastafari. Trying to be a Muslim, but you handicapped. As a matter of fact, that's why I'm mad. You're such an old hat, that's why I laugh. I paint the perfect picture, you're the pussy with the dress. Less stress for the mess. Faking all the success, taking no more regrets. Fuck what you mix. Pantera Kid is a sign of heritage. Nose to the grindstone, close to the comatose. I'm bald and fat, and I'm always talking shit. I'm never up to scratch, but only bitches quit. I'm bald and fat, and I'm always talking shit. I'm never up to scratch, but only bitches quit.